Alrighty. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the beginner's Iron Condor strategy. And the reason I wanted to create this video is because I had a few of you reach out to me saying that you had some challenge trading the Iron Condor, that it was very tough. You haven't been net profitable so far, and you want to know how you can improve trading the Iron Condor. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you one simple change that you can consider for you to win more consistently, and more importantly, become net profitable over the long term. So first of all, before I get into what this strategy is for the Iron Condor, let us first try and understand the Iron Condor itself. So over here, what I have is the statistics or the study of the Iron Condor, which is done by the Tasty Trade team, where they examine the performance of the Iron Condor over a number of years. And this is traded on SPY. So as you can see here, for the most part, the Iron Condor is net profitable over the long term, and much more so if you're going for a wider spread. So you can see that it says here, if it's $20 wide, you generally have the best performance compared to if you were to go with the very tight Iron Condor. So the very first thing is that if you are struggling trading the Iron Condor and you have been trading maybe the $1 and $2 wide spread and you haven't been net profitable so far, then this is probably one of the reasons why. As you can see, if you were to trade the Iron Condor with very tight spread, it can be a challenge for you to be net profitable over the long term. So this is where you do want to consider a wider spread for your Iron Condor if you want to be more consistent. So that is one thing. Now, with that said, you can see over here that the Iron Condor actually do struggle for quite a bit of time. That means to say, if you were to go for something like a $5 wide spread or even a $10 wide spread for the Iron Condor, yes, over the long term, you are actually net profitable, because if you were to take a look at the curve over here on the left-hand side, it started off with zero, and from $5 all the way to $20, it's all above zero. So you are net profitable. However, if you had started the Iron Condor strategy, maybe sometime in 2011 or maybe even in 2009 to 2010, you can see that pretty much your performance is sideways and then it started to drop. That is for the $5 white Iron Condor. And as for the $10 white Iron Condor, it's slightly better, but you're pretty much also going to see this sideways equity curve if you start to trade it. And what that means is that you can be putting on this strategy over and over again for many years, and you just don't kind of see the results that you expect to see. And the reason for this is because the Iron Condor actually does not perform well if the market goes too far down or too far up. So you are being tested on both sides. So that is one of the reasons why that if the market becomes very bearish, it really goes all the way down past the expected move, your Iron Condor will be in a loss. At the same time, if the market is bullish and the market starts to go up, if it goes up a little bit too strong, too fast, then this is where your Iron Condor can get hit as well, because it gets hit to the call side. In fact, this is something that not too many people know, is that if you were to trade the Iron Condor on the positive drift vehicle, like for example, index ETFs like SPY, and also on the fundamentally good stocks where the long term, it just wants to go up, then you're going to be tested on the call side much more often than on the put side. So that is the reason why the Iron Condor can be difficult to trade, because in bear markets, it can struggle. In bull markets, it can struggle as well. And because you're being tested on both sides, that means to say you can have losses to the upside and as well to the downside, your win rate is not that high as well. So if we were to take a look at this table down here, also done by the Tasty Trade team, you can see that based off of SPY, if you were to trade the Iron Condor on SPY based off of this delta and you hold to expiration, regardless of the DTE, you can see that the win rate is pretty much around 60+%. Now, 60+%, of course, is higher than 50%. So technically, it's considered also a high probability strategy. However, this is something that can actually be very difficult for many people to put on, because what many people do not realize is that if you have a win rate of something like 65% on average, your losing streaks can actually be quite long as well compared to a higher win rate strategy. So if you were to take a look at this table down here, this is a very important table for you to understand, especially if you want to trade options for the long term, because this table down here tells you what is the probability of X consecutive losing trades within a 100 trade sequence. Basically, it just means what is the losing streak you can have out of 100 trades. So if we were to take a look at the Iron Condor strategy, where the average is around 65%, you can see that the losing streak is actually quite long. So if I were to take a look at the 5 number down here, what this just means is that you have 5 losses in a row. It says that for 5 losses in a row, you have roughly a 40% chance that this can happen. So this is almost like a coin flip, right? Close to 50%. And this can be very psychologically tough for many people, especially if you're new to trading options, because us as humans, we generally do not like to lose. And if we start to lose, this is where a lot of doubt starts to come in. And this is where you can even start to get very fearful of placing the next trade. So this is why I say that if you want to trade the Iron Condor, you do need to have a very strong psychology, because although as we can see over here, it can be net profitable over the long term. If you were to trade, the Iron Condor with a wider spread, you can go through some long losing streaks, as you can see over here. So how many of you can actually put on the Iron Condor consistently, and after 5 losing trades in a row, you still can continue to put on more trades? This is where I find that many people struggle. In fact, this is where I find that many people would even struggle to have 3 losses in a row and then still continue to put on the 4th trade or even the 5th trade. If you were to take a look at this statistics over here, this probability, it says that there is a 99% chance for you to get 3 losses in a row within a 100 trade sequence. That means it's pretty much almost guaranteed you have 3 losses in a row. And this can shake a lot of people out of trading this Iron Condor strategy. And on top of that, it can also be a very long time, as you can see over here, from 2011 all the way to 2017, for the $5 white and even the $10 white Iron Condor to be net profitable. So this is why a lot of people tend to struggle when trading the Iron Condor. So in this case, what would be the solution to trade the Iron Condor? Well, the solution, which is something that you can consider if you want to, and that is to convert the Iron Condor into what I call the Jade Iron Condor. So for those of you who are not familiar with what the Jade Iron Condor is, basically it's not an official option strategy term. It's something that I came up with myself, but it's not a strategy that I designed. Basically, the Jade Iron Condor is the defined risk version of the Jade Lizard. So if you already know what the Jade Lizard strategy is, then the Jade Iron Condor is pretty much just the defined risk version of the Jade Lizard. Very similar to how the Iron Condor is the defined risk version of the Strangle, because if you remove the long strikes of the Iron Condor, what you're left with is the short put and the short call, and that is the Strangle. And when you add the long put and a long call, that becomes the Iron Condor. So similarly with the Jade Iron Condor, what we're essentially doing is trading the Jade Lizard, but the defined risk version of the Jade Lizard. So why do I say to convert the Iron Condor into the Jade Iron Condor? By the way, if you like this video so far, please subscribe and also click the thumbs up button, and also do get your free copy of the Options Income Blueprint, where I share the top 3 option strategies that help you generate a consistent income each month, trading just 1 to 2 hours a day, right? So if you want to go ahead to get this copy, just head on over to optionswithdavis.com/blueprint. All right, back to the video. And the reason is because you will find that you're going to be much more consistent when you trade it. So over here is a study done by the Tasty Trade team of the Jade Lizard. So this is the undefined risk version. And you can see that the equity curve is much more smoother. Although there's a very big drop down here because of the pandemic, over the long term, it's still net profitable. And if you were to compare to this one over here, which one would you prefer to trade? Naturally, we would want to trade this one because the equity curve is much smoother, which also means that you can have an easier time trading this psychologically. Why is that so? Because the win rate of the Jade Lizard or the Jade Iron Condor, it's much higher than the Iron Condor itself. So if we were to take a look at the study done by the Tasty Trade team over here, you can see that regardless if you were to hold the trade to expiration or exit at 21 DTE, your win rate is pretty high, from 81% to 86%. Now, of course, win rate doesn't mean anything, because at the end of the day, if your average loss is going to be so much bigger that it turns the whole expectancy formula into a negative, then there's no point, right? The whole idea here is that the win rate is high, but the average wins must overall also overcome the kind of losses that you make. So based on the Jade Lizard, as you can see in this study over here, and on SPY, which is a positive drift index ETF, it is going to be net profitable over the long term. So if you were to trade the Jade Lizard or the Jade Iron Condor, then you're going to have a much easier time psychologically as well, because you're going to win more often than you're going to lose. So if we were to take a look at the probability of the X consecutive losing trades table again, you can see that if we were to trade the Jade Iron Condor or the Jade Lizard with a 85% win rate, you will see that the percentage of you having that many losses in a row dramatically drops compared to the 65% one of the Iron Condor. So the Iron Condor, if you recall, based on 5 losing trades in a row, it is about 40%, which is pretty high. So over the course of 100 trades, it is very probable that you can have 5 losses in a row. But if you were to trade the Jade Lizard or the Jade Iron Condor, you can see that the probability drops all the way down to 1%. Now, first of all, 1% doesn't mean that it will never happen. It just means that it can happen, but very, very rare. Most of the time, your losses will be somewhere within 1 to 2 or even up to 3. But if you see these 3 losses in a row, you can see that the chances of it happening is 28%, which is much, much lower than the 99% of the Iron Condor. So psychologically, it's going to be much easier for you to put on the Jade Iron Condor because you're not going to have that much losing streaks in a row. But what's more important is that this is a net profitable strategy over the long term if you were to trade this on the positive drift index ETF like SPY or maybe even the fundamentally good stocks where in the long term it wants to go up. So over here, this is the equity curve of the Jade Iron Condor where I've taken a 100 trade sample. And as you can see, it doesn't mean that you won't have any losses. There will be times where you can have pretty big drawdown, but what's important to note is that over the long term, it can become net profitable. So the drawdown is not going to be as long compared to if you were to trade the Iron Condor, where the kind of a drawdown can be pretty long in terms of years. With the Jade Iron Condor, it won't be as long, although there can be periods where you will be experiencing this drawdown before eventually the equity curve goes back up again. So how do you exactly put on the Jade Iron Condor? So let me just head on over to the option chain and I'll show you how to construct the Jade Iron Condor. But first of all, let us take a look at the difference between the Iron Condor and the Jade Iron Condor. So what I have down here is that I've already constructed the Iron Condor. So the Iron Condor, how you construct it basically is that the short strikes, the short put and the short call, you want it at somewhere around 16 delta. So I've already constructed it over here where you have the short put at 16 delta and then the long put, we're going to just put it at $10 out. So 579 to 569, and on the other side, the call spread is going to be similar as well, where we're going to start off with 16 delta on the call side. So the closest I can find is 17 delta, and we're going to go $10 out for the long call. So it's going to be 665. So this is the standard Iron Condor structure. And if we were to take a look at the P&L graph, it would look like this. So this is how the Iron Condor P&L curve looks like. And as you can see, the Iron Condor is going to be tested on both sides. So if the market really moves too far outside of this range, then you're going to get into a loss. So this is the Iron Condor. So how do we construct the Jade Iron Condor? So the Jade Iron Condor is actually pretty similar for the put credit spread side. So this is the put spread side. So what we're going to do is we're just going to leave this. We're not going to change this. The only change that we're going to have is the call spread side. So for the call spread side, we need to change it so that if the market goes above the call spread, it's not going to be a loss. It's still going to be a net profit. So how do we do that? So how we do this, basically the short call is somewhere around 35 deltas. Around 30 to 35 deltas is where we want to place the short call. But we can of course go a little bit higher or lower based on what kind of construct you can have and how you want the structure of your Jade Iron Condor to be. So for this example, what I'm going to choose is the 39 delta for the short call. And here's the reason why I'm choosing this instead of the 33 deltas, which is closer to the 30 and 35 delta. And the reason is because if you notice that the strike intervals here all the way down, it's a $5 interval. And this is going to be very difficult for us to construct the Jade Iron Condor with no risk to the upside. The reason why the Jade Iron Condor can have a higher win rate than the Iron Condor is because there is no risk to the upside. The only risk is to the downside. So when there's no risk to the upside, basically you have a much higher win rate. The problem down here is that if I was to go for the 30 to 35 delta range, which is maybe this strike down here, I can only construct a call spread with $5 wide, and this is going to give us a problem because you can see that the credit that we're going to receive is roughly about $2.64. However, the call spread is $5 wide, which means to say if the market goes past this call spread, we are going to have a loss. So if I was to scroll down here, you can see that there is going to be a loss if the market goes past the call spread, which is not what we want. So the whole goal down here to construct a proper jade iron condor is where the call spread width has to be lesser than the credit that we collect. So if the credit that we collect is $2.50, that means to say the call spread width can only be up to $2 wide. So that is why I can only go for the higher delta strike prices. So for this, I'm just going to choose 635 or maybe even 634. So if I go to 634, I can stretch it 2 points wide to 636. And let us take a look at the credit here. Okay, so now we have a little bit of a problem as well, because like I mentioned, if you want this to have no risk to the upside, you need to have your overall credit to be more than the call spread width. So in this case down here, this credit down here is actually lesser than the call spread width, which is $2 wide. So we're going to have a problem here because now it's going to have some risk to the upside, although very little. So if I was to hover here, you can see that the loss to the upside past the call spread is going to be $15. So we want to adjust this. So how do we adjust this? I can simply just move this down to 635 and 636. And now we are going to have no risk to the upside, because now we can see that the credit that we receive is $1.39. That means to say if the market really goes up, the loss that we have down here is not more than the overall credit that we're going to receive. So if I was to go down to the P&L graph again, you can see that now there is no risk to the upside. So that is why the market, even though if it goes above the call spread, it can still be net profitable, because the profit is pretty much just the spillover after we have taken the loss of the call spread over here. So this is the Jade Iron Condor. So why do we want to have this structure down here? Why would it make sense? Well, it will make sense because not all the time the market will just go up past this point. Basically, if we take a look at the delta down here, it just means that there is roughly a 39% chance that the market will be above this short call strike down here at expiration. So if you were to position this, maybe not this time because we do not have the proper intervals to construct around the 30 delta mark, but there's going to be times where the new DTE that comes up, you cannot have a dollar interval. So this is where you can construct around 30 deltas or so. Then this is where you can have slightly more overall credit than if you were to just put on the put credit spread by itself. So that means to say, if I was to go to the graph down here, and let's just say we have the short call strike roughly around 30 deltas, then it means that 70% of the time at expiration, it will be below this call spread, and we can actually make the profits off of this call spread. So if you too have been struggling to trade the Iron Condor, then this is one change that you can consider making, turn it into a Jade Iron Condor so you can have a higher win rate and more consistency in the long run. Hopefully this video has been helpful for you, and if it has, I would greatly appreciate if you give me a thumbs up on this video and also subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one.